All right, I'm with Heidi Geyer, another fellow math teacher who is finishing up her 6th year. So, again, we've had the perspective of a fairly new teacher and two pretty veteran teachers. So, this will be really interesting to hear her perspective as a teacher that's just transitioning into that. I feel really comfortable. I've been doing this a while, and I'm hitting my stride. So, Heidi, in recent memory, what has been the best professional development activity you have participated in, and what made it different than other professional development activities?
Okay, so this year I attended two conferences that were actually not put on by our school, and I'd say those have been my most beneficial. One was the Colorado Council for Teachers of Mathematics, and the other one was the MYP training. And I'd say those have been the best simply because I got to self-select what I wanted to see and what I wanted to hear. They were interactive, and they were geared toward what we wanted out of it, and it was like, I guess, something I could take back and easily implement in my classroom. So it was very applicable.
Pretty much everybody I've talked to, they've talked about being able to their most meaningful professional development has been ones that they've gotten to choose to go to. So you get vested ownership. So that's very interesting. So in the next two questions kind of go together. The first one's not really about professional development, but in your view, what are the most essential practices to being a quality teacher?
I would say the willingness to put in the time and the effort and the planning part, because that to me is the most help I can provide a kid if I can work through all those kinks ahead of time and I can, I guess, pose that instruction. I can have that vision goal. That to me is huge. The second thing would be in the classroom, being able to be very observant and to work with those kids and to be able to get on their level, so that I guess I can understand what they're getting, not getting. And a third quality, I would say, I guess that self-motivation to want to become better and to seek out things that are going to make me a better teacher.
So keeping those qualities in mind, have your professional development experiences aligned with those qualities to being a quality teacher?
I will say if they had been, it's ones I've sought out and not necessarily provided by our district. Some have been, some haven't been. I think a time-limiting factor is maybe why it hasn't been as much as I would have hoped. But I would say most often they are not geared all the time. I come back and say, I can use some of that, but a lot of it was not the most efficient use of time.
So what is one area or item that you would like to see and since how everybody kind of takes shots at the district professional development, what's one thing that our school or our district could include in their offered professional development curriculums?
Let's see. I guess I would like more content-specific stuff. Bring in math coaches or bring in more trainers, what we're familiar with, because oftentimes it is district initiatives or blanket things that apply to all teachers. And I guess when you're new to the profession, that's important. But I think the more experience you have, you've heard it 10 times different ways. And so I guess I'm more interested in the content specific. So that's what I'd like to see.
Okay, so along those lines, as classroom teachers, we're expected to differentiate our instruction for our students. Is it reasonable to expect the administration to differentiate the professional development that they offer to their staff? Essentially, we are their students, so should we expect them to differentiate for us the same as we do for our students?
I think it's a reasonable expectation. I also have not been an administrator to know what else is on their plate, but I think if they truly want us to meet some of the expectations they've set for us, then they have to do that. I mean, we spend how many extra hours at home planning outside of a school day, then maybe they should, in return, spend some extra time reaching out, finding those resources to bring in for us. I would like to see it. I think people would maybe find value in it and shift that negative connotation.
In our last professional development on our planning period day, the school offered us one of three choices.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider that differentiation?
I would say on a small scale. So it reached maybe the beginning, the new, and the veteran, but it was still a forced topic that some you could still maybe go to those things, and maybe you're the one offering but not receiving, or maybe you're. Yeah, I think it was a stride in the right direction, but I still think that more could be done.
Okay. So last question. To what degree of importance does professional development have in your growth as a teacher?
To me, it's huge. I want it all the time. Our district has a professional development, I guess, website where we can go and sign up for things, and I think that's fantastic. I haven't done enough of them to know the quality overall, how they are, but I think it's needed to have that available, and I wish it had an image of being good enough that everyone wants to sign up for things, but I think right now people don't see it that way, so we need to shift it. But I personally really enjoy professional development and want to give the time to grow.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.